Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Uh, Great start. um, so I'm having a New World by AJ Fernandez again. In case you can't tell, that these are the only two cigars that I actually buy boxes of, or the AJ New World by AJ Fernandez and the Blanco Nines and Lancero. So, which I still say you got to try these, or try the New Worlds and try the Blanco Nines and Lancero. If you haven't already. So how are you guys' days going? Uh, okay. Oh wait, shoot. I don't have a. I keep grabbing when I have my laptop here. My computer, my new computer is right here, so I always go to grab this mouse, thinking that it's since I run dual monitors, I have the big monitor and the little piddly little monitor over here. But I always keep grabbing my mouse, thinking that it's also going to work on my laptop. And then, of course, I'm sorely disappointed that it doesn't. So I'm gonna pull up your comments. We're gonna do some more reading your comments from the last video. Um, a couple things that I want to mention real quick uh, that I found already disappointing. I worked at Sports Authority yesterday, and they're already playing Christmas music. It's too soon. Let's just cycle right back around to Halloween. Let's skip through Christmas. Let's skip through Easter and all those holidays. Let's get right back around to Halloween. Um, but also they changed where the stringing machine is in the store, which is nice to some extent. They moved it into the actual tech center, so I'm no longer on the floor when I'm stringing. I'm since I'm in the tech department. I'm happy to be in the tech center where nobody can bother me and I get some privacy. And everybody seems to have a bit more better organization system with the rackets, so it's just easier on me, and I can just really focus on stringing and not trying to find paperwork. um, and so that's nice, even though sometimes it was kind of cool to have the customers actually stand and actually watch me string their rackets, which was kind of interesting. Uh, so, but it's also good because in the tech center, I could play my Pandora and avoid the Christmas music. And what else happened? Oh, today I downloaded my first game off of Steam for this computer, so that's pretty nice, and it runs really well. Um, I'm trying to play some of the old PC games that I have off of it, and still working to some extent. But I'm really happy that like the Steam games were run really, really well on this computer so far. So it's working for what I built it for. I would have been bloody pissed if it didn't. And a new Angry Critic video will be out tomorrow. It'll be my first anime that I've ever reviewed, so and it was good. I like, I'm an anime fan, so not all anime. I'm not like not an uber anime person, but I'm just it's quite. I have a few on my list that I want to watch that I think are going to be interesting, and this one is one of my favorites. So it's I kind of just spoiled the rating. I gave it a positive rating, but yeah, it was good. And then what else? I've tutored the past couple days, which hasn't been as fun. And then just been busy. Just really excited for the vacation that I'm planning. That's going to be coming up. Really excited for next Saturday. Not this coming up Saturday, but next Saturday is my tattoo appointment. That I'm getting contacts too, so that should be exciting. And now, on to let me get to reading some of your comments real quick. Well, not real quick. Whenever I say something's really quick or real quick, call bullshit immediately because it's not going to be real quick. But a couple things I'm excited about is another couple things I'm actually excited for, and they're not coming out in 2016. But Wilson came out with new shoes, which are going to come out in 2016. I'm not a huge shoe guy or shoe lover, besides when it comes to tennis shoes, because and not really for the style, but it's more for the technology that goes into the shoe that I find are really cool, and kind of the design to help you out. Like they recently went from the Wilson Rush Pro, which I used to play with, which I still have a pair. Well, I still have the old pair. Whenever I wear through the soles of my tennis shoes, I just stop using them as just regular sneakers. And they were good. They had a lot of padding, but they were very heavy and they didn't have very good breathability in there in the shoe. So and they really felt kind of high off the court. So um, and then they changed that with the Rush Pro 2.0, which I do like because it's a lot wider. It's a lot wider of a design, so I typically like to wear two pairs of socks when I play tennis, just to help prevent blisters, add a little bit more cushioning. And the 2.0, it's you got a wider place to put your foot, so it's perfect for two pairs of socks for me. And it's also lower to the ground, and it also has a lot more ventilation through the shoe, so it's a lot nicer that way. It also allows me to slide somewhat, not a lot. I'm not a big slider, just because it's not usually the first thing that comes to mind. I'd love to learn how to slide on hard courts, but I can a little bit, and when I want to slide, I can. It's not intrinsically built into my game when I play, but I'd like it to become more of an intrinsic part of my game, just because it's easier to move that way. My only real complaint with the Rush Pro 2.0 would be maybe it's a little maybe like the lack of padding is a little too much. Like I wear two pairs of socks for the padding, so that helps with padding already. But tends to pinch the side of my foot a little bit. But after you break in the shoe, I mean the shoe doesn't require breaking, but once you take the laces out, put the laces back in, it somehow works. And my one complaint with Wilson shoes in general, Wilson, you do a bunch of different stuff really good. Your shoelaces suck. I break their shoelaces like you wouldn't believe. Just tying the shoe. So but they're coming out with a new shoe that's supposed to be designed to help you slide on hard courts, just by the way the sole is designed. So I'm looking forward to that because I am almost through a pair of my recently purchased pair of Rush 2.0s. So I'm looking forward to trying out the new Wilson Glide. So, but that's to the extent of which I am interested in shoes. Usually I don't care too much about common everyday footwear. But let's get into reading your comments, which. Okay. Oh boy. This is gonna be. Okay. Okay, Rory. This was a wonderful way to spend my afternoon watching this, seeing how I have been laid up with a bum foot in and out of a wheelchair for some time of the day, but I didn't see Radio's disposal until I got on here this afternoon. So I can attempt to respond to some of what you shared, and don't worry, this won't be a 1,000-line comment. LOL. Looks pretty close. I'm just kidding. I love the long comments. They're fun to read. And I'm really sorry about the bump foot. What's do you know what's going on with it? Or is it just kind of overuse uh, thing? But to be in a wheelchair, that sucks. It's gotta be pretty bad. So I'm sorry to hear that. But hopefully YouTube is entertaining, or hopefully got a few things to keep you entertained, so that way it's not driving you absolutely insane. Because I think I'd go insane. Secondly, I'm hoping more will tune in and share in the chat session. I am too. I'm really looking forward to that. As to Christmas not being a holiday favorite of yours, I fully understand. I have family that do not like to get together either, and would rather the holiday not be celebrated in quite the manner it is, like annually, or with such silly fanfare. Um, there's relatives I don't mind getting together with, because there's relatives that I enjoy the company of, and there's relatives that I don't enjoy the company of. So, uh, yeah, it's usually it has to do with that. Like if I spent the holidays with the two people that were in the live stream with me, those my cousin and his girlfriend, wouldn't mind that in the least, because we enjoy getting together. We enjoy spending time just chatting. So, and then I have a few other relatives that are the same way, but some of them just just let's chat for an hour or two, then let's part ways on good terms. I don't mind the actual aspect of Christmas so much, but I just mind that it seems to last. Like I wouldn't mind if it was actually annually, once a year. You know, you I wouldn't even mind if they started taking Christmas decorations out in December. But like I said, it's yesterday was November 2nd, and they already got Christmas music playing. But I guess that's why CD players were created. And yes, my car still has a CD player. It has a. I feel so. I feel so so lucky. My car has a 6-disc CD changer. Yes, they have probably one of the best features about the car. One of the numerous things that I didn't need in the car, but kind of cool to have. So I have a bunch of CDs in there. I have my Disturbed CD, my Nightwish CD, Evanescence, The Pretty Reckless, Eric Church, um, Breaking Benjamin. Yeah, those are it. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, and he says, I was not aware that Boston was that big of a city that anyone could live that far apart and still be in the same town. So technically, we're not in the same. We're actually not in the same town, but we're on opposite sides. Boston is kind of like a central hub in Massachusetts, where, well, sort of a central. It's a central hub between the North Shore and the South Shore, sort of. So, because Boston's like smack dab in the middle of the east coast of, of basically Massachusetts. So I live in a city north of Boston that's, let's say, a half hour away, and he lives in a city south of Boston that's probably about another 45 minutes away, but he takes the train, and when there's traffic, getting to see each other takes a good amount of time. So, I mean, Boston's a pretty big city to begin with, too, but, yeah, so technically we're in different cities. We're not both in Boston. We're just in cities on different sides of Boston. But Boston's kind of in the middle, so we kind of just meet there. But Boston's so yeah. Uh, he says where I live here, and I'm gonna butcher this. And oh my god, I lost it. Decatur. Uh, we're gonna go with that. It only takes a few minutes to get from one end of town to the other. I'm always happy to hear guys who smoke cigars say they prefer cigars to pipes. If they do the occasional pipe after, if they do the occasional pipe after having seen you smoke nothing but cigars, to see you with a pipe just seems like it would be sort of cool. But I understand that with pipe smoking, there has been more involved. You have to pack it, light it, tamper it, light it again. Yep. um, I always marvel at the guys who are able to pack a pipe and never have to relight it. But that's them. um, oh, another update that happened, which actually, no, I'll get to that at the end of the vlog, because that's actually a pretty funny story. Uh, yeah, so, yeah, and going through all that, and going through all of that pretty much throughout the entire smoke. So yes, in my opinion, I think cigars are just an easier smoke. Yeah, and if you are able to get that friend of yours or whoever was in that tennis video eating the banana to smoke a cigar with you in one of your vlogs, that'd be nice too. I might be able to get him into a vlog because I do plan on getting together to have a cigar with him sometime over winter break. And also another one of my friends. And I think I worked out the humidity problem. It's not really a problem with the humidity in it. It's more of a problem with the Cigar Oasis device itself. And not really a problem, but sort of like what I bought it for, it wasn't designed to do in the first place. And that is the Cigar Oasis. It's a great machine for maintaining humidity as an active humidification device, and it does have a battery in it, but it's meant to be plugged in, and the battery is only supposed to be used if you have a power outage. But I'm trying to use the battery just on its own, and I really don't like. I don't have no way to get power into my door, so there's not a place for it, and so that's basically the reason why the humidity is kind of rising and falling, because it keeps running out of charge. As to whether you smoke cigars in that gaming channel you were talking about, I can understand how you wouldn't want to encourage underage kids to smoke, but there's another channel who actually smokes cigars while gaming. In fact, that is what first drew me to his channel. He's enjoying two things he likes: gaming and cigars. And while I won't continue to beat a dead horse on the issue of the God channel from you, that is entirely your decision personally. I would like to see something like that from you, but only when you feel the time is right and you know more about God. Yeah, I probably will start it, but like I said, I want to delve more into it, and I want to do more than just goth stuff on the channel. So I'm thinking maybe music, because I do plan on taking vocal classes soon. I used to sing in middle school. I used to be in chorus and things like that. And from what the feedback people tell me is that I can carry a tune well, but I have my biggest problem with vocals is I have a very low vocal range. And most songs do not have a very, like, you can obviously um, sing in a low vocal range a song and just adjust the notes, but it doesn't sound really the same sometimes. So and so yeah. Um, I have made to mention your ring. That looks quite quite a nice one. Is it your high school class ring? Yes, it is. And actually, I'll show it to you. So here's my. It's yeah. So this is my high school class ring. It's got it's not as expensive as it looks. It's not silver. It's almost like a steel. Metal is a very really durable metal, because uh, I don't like to spend money on really expensive jewelry when I do wear it. Like like the earrings. Those are steel earrings. The only thing that's actually silver is my necklace. But this is like almost like a steel. It's not steel, but it's sort of along the lines. And it's this is a synthetic garnet stone in here, because my birthday is in January. And then on the outside of it, it says class of 2013, and then it says right here along the perimeter of that, Woburn High School, and then it's got the little atomic symbol in the center that's engraved into the stone. And then it says on the side here, it's got fishing stuff, because I was big into fishing then. And it says Tanners, which is our mascot. And it's got a little skiing guy and then my first name. So this is before I was into tennis, and then on the inside it's engraved with my My name, Wyatt E. Toll. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I've had it for a good amount of time, and I don't know, I like it, so I think it was worth the money that I spent for it. Some people buy their glass rings and never wear them, and so, which was the running joke with my parents and I. They're like, "You're gonna spend this much money on a glass ring that you're gonna wear for 2 days," and I'm like, and I've been wearing it every day since I got it. So, and I got it in my junior year, so junior, senior, freshman, sophomore. So this is gonna be my 5th year in wearing this ring. So yeah, it was worth it. And he says, and yes, from what I know about college, majors get changed all the time. So it's stand to reason if certain classes don't interest you maybe as much as they did in the beginning. Yeah, to an extent, it's more like like here's a here's an interesting problem that we worked on in physics. And don't worry if you don't understand the problem, that's fine because trust me, for me to understand. Actually, I don't even fully understand this problem because I haven't yet like sat down and worked it out. But I kind of understand it just from what I kind of know. So basically, a pole is moving into a barn. The barn is not quite long enough for uh, the pole to fit, or the barn is just long enough for the pole to fit. No, the barn is not quite long enough for the pole to fit. So um, basically, what happens is that the pole is traveling close to the speed of light. Which what happens when things move close to the speed of light is actually if you're moving close to the speed of light, everything around you is going to look like it's contracted in the direction that you're moving. So all lengths are going to shorten. So the pole, so from the barn's perspective, since the pole is moving, it's going to look like the pole is shorter than it is. So it should fit. But to the pole's perspective, the barn is moving. So the barn looks like it's shrunk. So does the pole fit? And so the professor was going over this, and I don't know if I missed the answer, but it's like, can you please say it in layman's terms? Does the pole fit or not? um. So yeah, that was kind of my thing. But I'll sit down and work that problem out on my own. But it's kind of more like, so what is actually going to happen? Um, that's kind of just my whole thing with it. It's interesting, but I wanted to see what happens in real life with like that. Like I want to see more demonstrations of it, of these concepts, than just going over them mathematically. And he says, and that lighter viewer, it's the first time I saw it, I thought, damn, that's a nice one. It is. This will be the best. Actually, I'll look it up online right now, how much they are. So, they MSRP for about $80. And they're great because they come with a 2-year warranty. I've dropped it a few times, so it does shake a little bit, but when I first got it and you closed it, it's rock solid. It comes with, the 2 little punches in there, and the little towers to clean them out when you're done. Like I said, it's a nice triple torch flame. So it's great for toasting, and it's a nice, really soft flame, which I don't know if you can see. Cigar Obsession did a review of it, and this is the lighter he uses, and he's used it for a while as well. And the great thing about it is that it's got a nice mirrored lid, so you can actually, if you use the mirrored lid, you can actually see where you're hitting on the cigar, so it's nice. And yeah, it's got a little. I also like the coffin design too. It almost looks like a coffin shape. So I always think that's pretty cool. By far the best lighter I've ever bought. Never need to buy another one. If this ever goes, which, oh yeah, it's got a huge fuel reservoir and it's got a nice big fuel window to see it. And yeah, if this thing ever goes, which I don't think it will, but I just go out and buy another one of these. They're awesome. Probably never use another. The only reason why I have this lighter and the Angry Critic lighter, the Angry Critic lighter is just because I wanted a soft flame lighter to use occasionally, but this one's just for just precision touch-ups because it's just a single jet. So, and that's just I've just taken a Zippo lighter and taken out the Zippo fuel insert and put it in a jet butane insert to one. So, and yeah, might as well go over the cutter too, even though just in case people don't know what cutter I use. I use the Cuban Crafters Perfect Cutter. I got it on Amazon for $20. No, wait. The one that I have is probably less because the luxury model of it is $20. And so it looks like you can get it for like 10 to 14 bucks. And it's better than any cutter that I've ever used because it's got this nice. The reason why I can cut cigars so fast without even looking is because it's got this nice backing plate where you put the cigar right up against and it cuts the cap perfectly every time. So it takes all the guesswork out of it. The blades are always really nice and sharp as long as you take care of it. It does need a kind of a cleaning from all the stuff in it, but it's got a lifetime warranty on the blades and everything. So you're spending $10, you get a lifetime warranty. It's a great cutter. The lighter comes with a 2-year warranty on its own. So yeah, honestly, and once again, Cigar Obsession uses the same cutter. He uses they have 2 different kind of finger holes. So they have big giant finger holes, which he uses. But I use this style, but they're both Cuban crafters. They're both the perfect cutter. They just happen to vary in design of just like how big the ports are for your fingers. So. But he uses the same thing that I do. Actually, the reason why I actually bought the lighter and the cutter was because he uses them and they work so well and his reviews were so good. I'll have to agree that they're probably the best things that I've used for cigars. And and you know what? It may may or may not surprise you, but I think about you throughout the day and wonder if you're in class, how's it going, how it's going, and if you have to go to work that night and when you'll be getting home. I'm glad that our comments make your day. They do. I mean, whenever I get the comments, I may not be able to do a vlog to respond to them, but they're trust me, they're a joy to get after a long day of work. I really enjoy reading them, especially at night, especially while I'm having a cigar. So, and I'm glad our comments make your day because your videos make mine. Thank you so much. Um, See, I told you it wouldn't be a 1,000 like comment. No, but it may be bordering on a. No, I'm not gonna be that much of a nerd and count them. um, thanks for the great video. This was so much fun to watch, and I will see you in your next one, Rory. And then Mark left a comment on the vlog too. He says, "I'm sorry I didn't get this sooner, but it came in after I already logged off, and well, it took me some time to get through it this evening, and that's why my response is late. But better late than never, huh? You seemed a much happier person in this vlog. In the comments, mostly from Rory, which doesn't surprise me, were pretty entertaining. um, and your replies just as much. So it almost looks as if Romeo and Rich hit on quite a few things, which you answered. So no need to re-comment on them really, but I will add that I hope my schedule allows me a bit of time on Friday to join in the Cigar chat stream. That promises to be another cool event by you. Yeah, it's gonna go. I think I'm gonna go from 9:30 to midnight. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that provides like enough time for people to tune in and give us time to chat. Um, I couldn't remember. You said there would be other smokers with their other smoking cigars there with you, or it was just gonna be you and those who tune in. It's just gonna be me. Just gonna be me and those who tune in. Um, so that just promises to be fun. I always like to do this. Or I'm going to enjoy doing this just because it's really fun to just get to know you guys better and be able to chat live with you guys. So looking forward to that. I think all the stuff you spoke about today gave us even more of an insight into the Wyatt world, which is pretty neat. How you invite us to be part of that. I mean, it's nice to have you guys part of it. Like I said, your comments make my day every day. So it's really a pleasure to actually have you guys a part of it. So, and I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. So, let me just reiterate. I may have misspelled that. Oh, I read something in the parentheses. How good is it to have this opportunity to do this and to do it with you? I watch for new The Angry Critic videos, Epic Mad Science, and anything else you post on your other channels. Thank you for tuning in to so many of my channels. I mean, I really enjoy doing them. I really enjoy making YouTube videos. They're really fun to do. I envy the people who can make a living off of doing this because this is probably the most enjoyable thing that I do on a daily basis. This and tennis are my two favorite things to do. So I'm thinking about doing a tennis thing soon. Just a quick tennis video where So my style of tennis playing is actually, I'm gonna read the rest of this comment and get into that because that's kind of another long story. um, Going back to work at the gas station, doing that sort of work over again, had to bring back memories, and even I wouldn't eat the hot dogs from a gas station either. Yeah. No, you can eat the gas station hot dogs from our gas station if I worked the night before. If I worked the night before, the machine was cleaned as best as I could get it to be cleaned. Now, granted, after I worked the last shift, I was surprised on how dirty it was and actually didn't get the entire machine cleaned. Not that he seemed to care how clean the machine is. Food poisoning be damned for some reason. But usually after I work, the machines are all clean, so all the food should be fine. But dear God, uh, don't eat it on days that I hadn't worked the night before because it's bad. Um, and yeah, it does bring back memories, not the good memories. Just because I remember a lot of time. It's kind of a place where the owner is the nicest guy in the world, but he's also not the smartest guy in the world either. And that's obvious. That's sometimes a big inconvenience. Um, so yeah, I just put it this way: I don't know if I told this story, but the owner for some reason thinks that you only need to empty the dumpster at work once a week, and if you do that, the dumpster overflows really quickly, and trying to throw get bags into it, or more like trying to place bags strategically, and all these bags weigh about 40 pounds. It's just actually probably more. Actually, no, probably about 40 pounds. Um, 20 to 40 pounds. So trying to place 20 to 40 pound garbage bags on a dumpster is kind of hard when you're trying to reach up and then it's overflowing by about 4 feet. Not fun. But the but yeah, it was nice to get to talk with the. He says, "I'm sure your old customers were surprised to see a newer version of white, different eye color," as one customer said. um, yeah, it was nice to chat with them a little bit. I did talk to a few customers. One of my dad's friends, who was also friends with my uncle, and um, I thought about working for him for a time, but so I was gonna try to get a job with him, but he would always dodge that for some reason, and I don't blame him too. It's a welding company. I could weld, but I was like directly out of the class, so it was kind of like, do I really want to hire some kid with like zero experience actually like doing welding work? So, um, but I don't think I would have. I mean, I enjoy welding to an extent of building stuff for me, um, like doing my own projects, but welding for as a job would be kind of weird, especially just the liability thing into it. Um, it was kind of interesting to catch up with him and catch up with all the other regulars. Uh, he says when they, as as one customer said, the different eye color. He said, how do you do that? I immediately thought of color contact lenses, but you don't wear them, do you? No, I don't wear colored contacts now. I will be getting a pair of colored contacts soon. Uh, so I also have a prescription contact appointment to get prescription colored contacts. because I also need glasses anyway, so I'm like, kill two birds with one stone. Get prescription colored contacts. So I will be wearing those soon, but I don't wear them now. And he says, or getting your eyes tattooed. I saw that on a documentary show of some kind, and I thought, okay, that's a little much. And damn, that would have to hurt, unless your eyes were numbed up beforehand. I think they numb your eyes beforehand, but just the thought is just like, I'm getting a lot of tattoos, and I'm getting a tattoo in a very particularly the inside of your bicep apparently hurts a good amount, and I'm getting a tattoo actually right here, just because it's a lot of really soft skin. So apparently that's gonna hurt a lot, but just the thought of and I'm not particularly scared of pain at all. I'm not really particularly scared of anything besides a irrational fear of pickles, but that's another long story, which I'll tell at the end of this. I have an irrational fear of pickles. Like, I've jumped off bridges, I've camped out in the woods, I've slept without a tent on decks, and slept out to sleep outside fine. I do a bunch of, like snowmobile, do all that stuff. Pickles are what scare me for some reason. But yeah, just getting an eye tattoo, which is eye tattoos only do the white of your eyes, so it wouldn't actually change the actual what's that called? The colored part of your eyes. I'm actually not quite sure on that, but I think it's mostly just the white of your eyes. But I still don't think that would be safe. It's probably safe, but it's not one of the things that I want to mess with. Eyes are like the one thing that, like, if they get damaged, you're fucked. So, and they're just incredibly important, just like every kind of career that I planned on having. So, or not career that I plan on having. They're kind of essential to my job right now. So, kind of need them. So I don't want to mess with them. But I still don't think that would. It looks like my comments are gonna be a long line or two, and I'm not in competition with Romeo down below. Anyway, Wyatt, I really hope your night went well. Okay, your whole day. Thank you so much. It did, from what I remember. But do try and get some serious sleep so you don't have to keep hitting that snooze button. That was hilarious. Signed, FU Grad of 1990, aka Mark. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it went well. And thank you, Mark. Your channel will be linked in the description down below. And yeah. So, see, where did I start? Where did I start with first? Okay, my irrational fear of pickles. I've always hated the smell and taste of pickles. I really can't stand the smell. I can't stand it at all. So my grandfather used to always torment me with them. He used to always wave them in front of my face. It'd bring them out, just like put them right by me, just to terrorize me. So yeah, I was terrorized with pickles as a kid. Some people are scared of clowns. Some people are scared of heights. Some people are scared of the dark. I'm scared of pickles. And then onto my tennis game. My tennis game is very old school, sort of. My tennis game is very influenced by Roger Federer, and the way I mean, I'm an all court player. I mostly play kind of serve and volley now, which is a very old school way of playing. Now it's mostly just pure athleticism on the baseline, hitting from the back of the court and just out muscling the other person. Whereas I try to out finesse people. Like I have a lot of touch on my shots, so I try to place the ball where I want them to be. So I kind of beat you with placement and strategy more than power. Like if I see you have a one-handed backhand, I know that taking a ball high to a one-handed backhand is a nightmare. So I'll just try to hit it high to your one-hander. So I just kind of think of strategies like that to give me an advantage. And then um, but one of the things that being a touch player like myself is good at is doing a lot of trick shots. I'm quite fond of them, and I can flaunt pretty well on the tennis court. I can show off in front of my friends pretty well. and I love how people claim that it's like, oh no, I'm not showing off. This is just a legitimate shot. I'm like, no, you're showboating, and just own up to the fact that you're showboating and leave it at that. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong to joke around and showboat occasionally when you're playing recreationally. So, that's what I do. Occasionally I'll show off, and so I'm good at hitting shots between my legs and hitting them backwards between my legs. Just doing a lot of trick shots in that regard. So I thought about maybe doing just a compilation of trick shots for one of my videos. Um, um, what was the other story? Um, so yeah, that's kind of tennis player I am. Like I do have some semblance of a power game. If I do need to play with power, I can do it to an extent. I mean, I'm not a very big guy. I'm actually a pretty small guy. I'm only 150 pounds. Um, I'm only 5'7". You see most tennis players bordering probably the 6 foot mark, and so I'm pretty small. And so, but the way I've learned to beat bigger players is they may try to overpower you, but power doesn't mean anything if you send it to the middle of the court. So if you don't make me run and you're just gonna try to hit it with a ton of power, that's fine with me. I'll sit here and I'll move you. Just sit here and just play off your pace and just move the ball and just. So I'm very good at just redirecting pace and just being. Um, Now, if you're an aggressive player who can also hit hard and move me, that's another story. Then you're an entirely different class of player, and I'm not gonna fare so well. But if you hit slow and move me, or if you try to hit just through me and you're gonna send it right at me, then you may be in for a surprise. But yeah, trying to think of what that third story was that I was gonna tell. I can't remember, but there's actually another rant that I wait. If you guys remember the story that I mentioned, please leave it in the comment section down below because I will return to it. But a funny thing happened yesterday at Sports Story. I sold two really good rackets, and a really good racket is around $150 to $200. So I sold two of them to a family whose kids are big into tennis. I mean, they've been playing for 3 years, so that's the time to. I always say just go right up to that racket, that level racket, because there's no upgrade past that, and you just avoid upgrading. And at that point, you really can't say it's the racket, because you're not really playing with a crappy racket. So I got them two good rackets. But there's one thing that I can't stand. I mean, I sold them everything they needed, really. I sold them the pack of grips, vibration dampeners, the racket, string. But another thing that I can't stand, though, is the extended warranty we have on rackets. And I don't get in trouble for not selling, like, you're technically supposed to be, like, selling, like, 50% of the time you're supposed to get, like, this plan. You're supposed to get the customer to buy this plan 50% of the time. It's supposed to be that good. I haven't gotten one since I started there. I don't care because it's useless, because if you buy an extended warranty on a racket, the only thing it covers is if the racket breaks. And I've only seen it happen twice on the Pro Tour. It's probably happened more on the Pro Tour, but it's a very rare occurrence. And I doubt these players are hitting it that hard, and I know the quality control is pretty solid, so asking them to spend an extra $20, $30 is almost me trying to, like, sucker the customer out of it. So, and I mean, the manager yesterday, I mean, wasn't too happy that I just don't even try to sell it to him, but I feel like I'd feel bad for trying to take advantage of the the customer for that. So I don't know. That's my personal opinion on the matter. But yeah. So, but that's all I have for this vlog. um, so thank you guys for watching, and I'm actually gonna leave something in the comment section down below. I forgot to tag Jacksepticeye's video uh, of of the thing that I think you guys should watch. It's a video game playthrough, but it's a really really cool video game, and I definitely think it's worth a watch because definitely brings up some really interesting concepts. Um, and I also are gonna put a song in the description from Symphony of Science, which I think is really cool, and it's a personal favorite of mine that I just listened to. Uh, so, um, just some cool little additions to this video. But oh my god, this is bordering on an hour, so I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.